question of the day. Time now for the question of the day. Brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center. Online at paintedskiesdental.com.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Your Country Mornings on 103.9 KGRT from the Charlie Clark Studios. I'm Ernesto, alongside Morgan. For those of you listening on air, great. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So wherever the heck they put us, that's where we're at. So let's get to our question of the day. Morgan, what's going on?
All right. This was definitely a great Christmas gift, and I mean this in the most sarcastic way possible. There was an entire company basically laid off on a Zoom call. It's going viral. There's an actual video of this that we're going to play in just a second, but let me tell you what happened. An online mortgage company let go of 900 employees all at once in a Zoom meeting. The CEO said it's so the business can survive. The thing is, the company just received a $750 million cash infusion. I don't really know what that means. Do you?
Meaning that they're getting some extra money from the government, I believe.
Employees reacted in real time as he did this. Some saying, "Are you kidding me?" Others dropping F-bombs. We might need to make sure that. Let's just mute it just in case.
I already did.
And we'll see. Let's just watch the video. We'll give you a. I don't know. I just can't believe that they did this.
On Facebook, you'll be able to see the video, but we are, because of the content, and yes, most of the videos that were posted about this have a lot of cuss words. We cannot put this on the radio. But basically, this guy at better.com is the website. And when he means infusion, it means that they made a surplus of cash. So they've made some money on this thing, okay? And
I just want to see people's reaction.
Oh, they were upset.
There's the CEO.
Yeah, there he is.
Your employee here is terminated effective immediately.
Effective immediately to anybody. So I saw this. It was on TikTok here. So this guy here, the founder of this company, and we're putting it all up there. You can see it there on our Facebook, and you can go online. You can see it on TikTok and everything. So this guy invites everyone that he's going to fire to the Zoom, a mandatory Zoom that they got to go on just so they can find out they've been fired. So he puts it, instead of going and doing it maybe in a couple of one-on-ones, he does it in a massive one.
It is 900 people.
That is 900 people, but
this is the first time.
Well, let's just put it this way. I won't want to ever do business with this person because it shows me.
Fast forward, does it show any of the people's faces?
No, because most of the people just put up their calls, but I could hear plenty of the audio when people were like that because they're like recording his call and they're upset, And this guy just decided, let's go ahead and do this. Instead of sending letters or having a supervisor or somebody call, let's get them all together at one and let them go. Which is ridiculous.
I'm not trying to be devil's advocate. It is so crappy. It is an online company. How else were they supposed to do it? Would you rather wait for snail mail?
I know what it is, and this is part of what I always like telling people. Watch that great movie Up in the Air with George Clooney, and it's also got Anna Kendrick in it. If you ever watch that movie, it tells a really good job of why people don't like firing people. I get how they do the massive things, but still, it makes a difference when one person does it. If your immediate supervisor does it, that's the way you should do it. Not like this coward over here who decided, let me get 900 people together and let me all do it at one time. He could have done it in a way better more personal matter because it helps. It would have helped somebody with development down the road in something else.
So our question of the day is it appropriate to fire someone by Zoom?
Yes.
Have you ever been fired by Zoom?
I have not been fired by a Zoom.
You have?
Never been fired by a Zoom, but I've been fired.
Yeah, with the same company. But how did you get fired?
This was a long time ago. Back at the grocery store, I got fired.
Did they tell you in person?
Yeah, they told me in person. They had like 5 people tell me.
Okay, that's good.
I was like, okay, thank you.
I am curious, though. Do you think it's appropriate to fire someone by Zoom? Call into the Zia Comics line, 575-523-KGRT. Have you ever been fired by Zoom or over the phone? We want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
This is your time to air it all out.
Yeah. I'm just saying this coward over here is going to have karma come back at him maybe at Christmas time. I'm just saying he did it all wrong. Did it all wrong.
It's sad.
All right, Your Country Mornings Trending, brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center. Hey, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. 523-KGRT, 575-523-5478. Call us or text us at the Zia Comics text line number as we get going this morning. Okay, sorry. As I tried to get that video there, I didn't really get a chance to put my point like I wanted to.
Okay.
Okay, so what it is here is that firing somebody is the hardest thing in the world. And I have fired quite a bit of people in my life, and it sucks. I hate it. How do you
do it? Do you just say, you're fired?
There's a technique to it, and it's not something I'm going to go over on explain to this end because it would take forever to do so. It's not a very easy thing to deal with.
Do most places do you have to go off of a script? Kind of like, are there things you have to say legally?
There's some things you have to say legally, and there's certain things you do, but I because of what our handbook says, I can't really go over it and discuss it. So that's why I'm saying, but
we don't want to get ourselves in trouble here.
No, it's not like, but I can tell you, even to anyone outside, I'm just referring to this, not from my personal experiences. There's no script. There's nothing really you can do. Do you
actually say we're firing you? Or
yeah,
do you say
have
we're
to.
letting you
go?
Well,
of course. You have to make
it clear. But
being
let go and being terminated is technically two different things.
Two different things.
Right? Like if you're having to do budget cuts, you're not like, and if you get let go, that doesn't mean you're fired. Well, if you get fired, that means you're fired because you did something wrong.
And you see what's funny about this, Morgan, is that this guy here is saying that he's got to make cutbacks. Now he's got a cash infusion coming in because whatever PPE, whatever stuff that he got, they still made money that year. Wow. But he's still making decisions to cut back. I can understand it. I can respect that. And when you have to make those decisions,
then how would you suggest that he should have done it with 900 people?
Not with 900 people at one time. That's what I'm saying.
But why is that less personal? It still sucks no matter what. It still
sucks no matter what. But there's people that if there's I don't know how many people are in this company. There's got to be over 20 or 2,000 or something. And he's letting go of 900. So maybe half of his workforce. Mm-hmm. That means these people are the ones that that have to answer to somebody. So let the person who they're answering to do their job and let them go.
We just got a text message. Okay. Let's see what it says.
That's what I'm saying.
I know someone who faxed in their resignation one time.
Yes, I do. Okay. I know who's saying that. I'll tell you that story in a little bit here.
Okay. I just Is this someone we know?
No, but this is a radio story. And it's I know the person. I know the people.
I've never been fired or I've been
fired. I've been let go. It's a hard thing. It's one of those hard, depressing things. And watch that movie Up in the Air. It really is a movie that if you're ever going to be a boss, you need to watch that one because it shows you, it's got a cute little storyline in it as well with George Clooney, but it shows you just how tough it is to tell somebody they're let go or it's not. It's the hardest feeling and nobody ever should have to go through it. Yeah. It sucks, but it's also like a wake-up call because at the end of the movie, you feel like, wait a minute, these are people that are inspired. Now let's relate it to what this Great Resignation is. This idiot over here, I'm sorry, I'm not happy with this guy because I still think he should have let his supervisors done it and not done it that way. And plus, if we were still in the pandemic, like really big.
So how would you do it with 900 people?
I would have at least called in as most as I can and sent them a letter or done something else like this where you could have had the supervisors help out.
But that's like two different ways.
I understand.
But why did the supervisor? I'm not like this. I'm just trying to understand. I've never been in management. Mm-hmm. I don't know how the CEO doing it is. But I mean, it sucks either way.
It sucks either way. And most of the time you get an email out of it. You're lucky if you get an email out of it. So I don't know. I just think it would have been better that way instead of then trying to justify your actions by saying, I'm standing up for this. No, you're standing up if you come tell me in person. Because nobody's going to
do that to 900 people with an online company.
I get you. But he could have gone 900. You know what? If he really wanted to, I would have respected him more if he went to one by one of them and all did it. But that's not going to happen. Yeah. I get it. It's not going to happen. I'm just saying that this was not the way to do it. And that's why the response is, this is why it went viral, because it's all wrong. Yeah. It's not the way to do it. You have to be a human factor. So let's talk about the person who faxed in the all right. This is the fun radio story. The names have been changed to protect the whatever innocence, because I really don't care because it happened. So a long time ago, back when I was in radio, I was just a part-timer on the weekends. You remember when you started on the weekends and you were just growing up? Well, we had just gotten a new boss. One of our bosses had just left and abruptly left and quit. And our owner had to and our general manager had to get a new boss. So he's in the process of hiring a new boss. He hires a new boss. One of these employees I work with, she was doing mornings and she would get up and do the AM morning show. And the new guy that we hired was going to do the FM morning show. Well, after a few days, she made it clear she did not like the new guy that they hired and did not want to be a part of this group. And she was just like, this guy is saying the wrong things. I don't like it. I just want to go. But instead of the proper way to let go and just turn in your resignation and move on and try to find something else down the road and leave properly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Leave in a good terms. This person did not do that. Instead, what they did is at least 10 minutes before we were supposed to go on the air, because you know how we're supposed to be on the air at certain times. Yeah. Well, this was back at 6 o'clock, back in the good old days when we can stay up. We can get that extra hour of sleep. This person faxed in their resignation saying that they quit their employment immediately. So trying to say that, oh, darn, guess what? I just quit now, and you guys have nobody that's going to take over. Well, they forget that we had overnight people back then. So the overnight person who works with us actually filled in.
That's awesome.
And took it over that morning.
Faxing it in.
Faxing in a resignation.
That's almost like texting it in nowadays.
That's what my problem is. So I will give the guy one benefit of the doubt. Because the way people quit these days, I'm not too worried. I wouldn't say that he did it all completely wrong, because some people would have just said, the heck with it. Some people don't even show up.
That's true.
They just don't come back to work. So, I mean, I'm not saying that all. I'm just saying there's a proper way to do it. And as a manager, if you're going to ever grow into a manager, you have to know how to fire someone.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It's just it's part of it.
I don't recommend it. I hate it. I hate it every time I do it. And it's not an easy thing. And because this is people, this is lives. And you know me, I'm not that type of person that wants to be that way.
Yeah.
But still, a job is a job, and that's what it is. The hope is that they will move on and get to something else. And most of the time they do. They move on to better things. So don't ever, if it's a firing thing, and people lose their minds. It's hard. It's crazy. So I wish I could show you that film and just show you the first few minutes of it, because it's very depressing.
Someone faxing it in.
Faxing it in. Yeah, no. And yeah, they should not have done that. And that person still laughs. They wanted a job back, and they're like, maybe if I fax in that I want my resume. I'm like, no, I think you've burned that bridge. And
no more faxing for you.
Yeah, you're gonna just be in that way. All right, Your Country Morning's trending. You had something there too, Morgan, that we were talking about here a little bit earlier, and I can't find it.
What did I do? Do you remember what it was?
The top thing,
illegal?
Yeah, the illegal things, but were ethically wrong.
Okay, these things are illegal but aren't ethically wrong. Paying for someone else's parking meter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that shouldn't be illegal. That's kind of crazy. I would help someone out if I could. Credentialing laws for things that don't carry much danger if you do them incorrectly. For example, like requiring a license to be a florist.
Yeah, come on. Who's going to go check a florist and license and say, please pull out your license? Why is it not posted up here? You know, that's what it is. So.
Loitering in a park. The point of a park is to loiter.
Yeah.
That's funny.
People just
the dream. Sleeping in your car can be illegal.
I didn't know that one, but I guess if you're sleeping in the driver's side, right?
Yeah, you got to be very careful. Like wherever the keys are at the ignition, like you need to make sure they are not in the ignition. You are not in the front seat. The car is not turned on. If you've been drinking and you try to sleep it off, you can still get arrested. The car is on. I
didn't know that. I truly did not.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something interesting. Tonight on ABC television, live in front of a studio audience. Do you know what this is?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So back a couple of years ago, they used to have shows like Good Times and The Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Shows that right now probably are not appropriate for television viewing audiences. And so what they would do is have favorite actors recreate these 70s and 60s shows.
Oh, yeah. Or they like they did with Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They did the Zoom one with like Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Well, Jennifer Aniston is back on TV tonight. So live in front of a studio audience, The Facts of Life and Different Strokes are aired tonight on ABC.
Who's starring?
Jennifer Aniston's going to star in the live reenactment of The Facts of Life. She'll play Blair. Gabrielle Union will play Tootie.
That's cool.
And for the Different Strokes, they got Kevin Hart as Arnold.
I don't know these people. Wait, who else is in it? Who else?
They've got Damon Wayans as Big Brother Willis, and John Lithgow will play Mr. Drummond.
Interesting.
So this is going to be tonight. So, what if they did this for Full House? You think Lori Laughlin's like, hey, can I get? I'll just play myself. Give me a job.
I bet it'd get some views if they brought her back. Honestly.
Yeah.
Blake, that's kind of cool.
We're going to leave us with one country note here. Blake Shelton was doing an interview with Ellen yesterday when he revealed that he was stockpiling Christmas gifts for Gwen Stefani so he won't feel guilty. He's worried that Gwen will break their agreement not to buy anything for each other for Christmas. So Blake's been getting a bunch of things together, and here's exactly what he says. And apparently he can't stop buying Christmas presents. Take a listen to what he had to say here from Mr. Blake Shelton.
We do the deal every year where it's like, hey, listen, don't get me anything for Christmas. Just, get the kids. What do I need, And then sure enough, I'll be sitting there on Christmas morning and there's a pile that tall of gifts that she gets me, you know what I'm saying? So I had to get on the phone this morning with this internet company because they thought there was credit card fraud because I kept going back to this website, buying her more stuff. I just don't like that feeling of, oh, here's your one, here's your earring.
Right.
And then whatever the kids, got her, what I mean? And we have these
Right.
mountains of stuff. I'm getting her a bunch of stuff.
Good.
I don't know that she's going to like any of it, but it's going to look good in the in the wrapping paper.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Thank you, Blake, for doing what every guy knows. When they say they don't want nothing, don't fall.
Just gotta give them a little direction.
It's
yeah.
a trap.
It is.
It's a trap. Come on. Even I know that one.
That's funny.
All right. Your Country Morning's trending. Do not fax in your resignation or email your resignation. Please, if you're going to quit, just resign. Hey, it's not working out. Sometimes just saying that, you'd be surprised how that will work out. When you leave a job, leave it correctly. Okay. Do it the right way. And when you're going to let go of somebody, don't do it by a Zoom if you can do it in person. But because of the pandemic, I get that you have no choice.
Yeah.
And I get that it's an online company. I just think he could have handled it way better.
I agree.
All right. That does it for your Country Morning's trending this morning. Have yourselves a great one. We'll see you tonight. Broken Spoke Tap House, 6 o'clock.